Hi everyone, so welcome back to another episode of Trainer Talk, and in today's show we have JC over here with us.
Hi.
Okay, so JC will be sharing her experience on what is it like to be a trainer in Penang. Alright, so again, just to remind you guys who has not seen the previous episodes, this show is meant to help people who want to be trainers or people who are already trainers and they find challenges in their career or their job as a trainer. Okay, so let's keep this fun. And yeah, do you have anything to say before we want to start the show?
Well, maybe a short introduction of myself.
Sure.
I have always been interested in sports, but officially became a certified PT where I started taking in clients was in 2017. So it's been about 2 years now, and I really enjoy it. And it's always been in Penang.
Okay. Alright, so let's jump right into the first question we have from one of our viewers. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so the first question we have for today is, how do you communicate with your clients effectively? So in your experience as a PT, what's the best way to get a message through to a client?
Best way to get the message through? You mean like text or verbally?
How this I guess this viewer wants to know how to communicate with the clients effectively during a session.
I think first understanding what sort of personality this client is important. So if someone likes to like a really strict sort of training program, then you give like instructions maybe. But then if you a client is more like looking for motivation, for help, then obviously you want to motivate in different ways, like a reward maybe, encouraging them, so different ways of motivation. So yeah, first understanding what personality this client is, building that relationship that you have, a relationship of trust and respect, and then communication should be easier, shouldn't be that hard.
Okay, so your strategy is to find out what personality this person is, and then use different ways to communicate with the client.
Effective ways, yeah.
So maybe what are some of type of personalities that you have worked with? Maybe you can share with people at home.
I think as I said just now, well, that there is a client that I currently have who prefers like a really strict and disciplined method. So she wants to know exactly the do's and the don'ts. There's no in between or there's no flexibility. And then there's also a current client who I'm training right now who prefers something more flexible, like if I'm eating a lot today, then maybe there's something less tomorrow, and go slightly easy because she doesn't want to have injuries.
So
and she's
more
not
flexibility in terms of so less strict, but the other one needs more direct instructions, like you do this, right? Okay, that's nice.
What about your experience as a trainer?
Me? Okay, so how to communicate effectively as a trainer? Well, I think I would agree with what you have to say earlier on. What I would add on is that to understand as a trainer and as human beings, we all have different ways of communicating, right? Sorry, to be more exact, different ways of learning. So when you're a trainer, you want to teach a client how to learn something, correct? So I think this comes down to the three ways of clients learning. So one of it is visual learning. So when this client, you think, responds very well when you show them a demonstration of I think I just had this last week, right? Once you demonstrate how to do the exercise, the client can follow immediately, right? So this group of people, normally they do very well in group classes and all, and there's an instructor in front. It's very easy for them to follow, right? But if you give them instructions like, okay, push your hips back, you don't get much of a response. So that's the first type. And then the second type will be people who are listeners, right? They can listen to words very well. They respond when you say, like, squeeze the glutes, then you can see like, oh, there's a movement right immediately at the glutes.
Okay.
Right? And the third kind will be the more tactical kind, which they respond to touch or cueing, physical cueing, correct. So if you like touch your shoulders, for example, you're doing a shoulder workout, you feel it in your shoulders, and then they do respond, right? Or maybe the hips is dropping down during a certain exercise, and then you just, okay, let's push these hips up a little bit, and then they can move together with what you want to. Right, so these are the ways that 3 ways, main ways that people respond to when you want to teach a certain exercise. So I think the key here as a trainer is to find out what your client respond to the best, and then use that strategy the most.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the next question. Okay. So next one will be, this is a little bit personal, maybe. I don't know. It's a personal question, I guess. So what's the first step you have to do to get into the fitness industry, or what's the first step to get in the fitness industry? So I guess this viewer is not yet a trainer and wants to know what he or she should do before being one.
What I think every trainer should have is a passion for exercising, and on top of that, to help another person. So having the passion to exercise for yourself is not enough. To get your foot into becoming a good trainer, you also need to have the passion to help others. And when you have that combined, you will then therefore want to know the best way to help a person, not the cheating and shortcut ways. So you will then learn, continuously learning and growing, and to become a better trainer, or to become a trainer even.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that the question?
Yeah, that is the question, and I think what you just said makes absolute sense. It's more of a self-awareness, correct? So understanding that you you know yourself, that you really like exercise, and then you want to help people get into exercising as well.
Yeah. And then I think most people, maybe the viewers or listeners, are now expecting maybe get a cert.
Right.
But of course, when you have that two things combined, you might just go get a cert to continuously study, get certified, or ask an experienced trainer
Right, so
how
you
to go
do
about
whatever
it.
it takes to make it happen.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think the first step is to be clear of this is what you really want to do, not just doing it because it looks cool or it's something.
Definitely.
Right. So understanding that, I think I agree to what you say. Understanding that I think in the first trainer talk episode we talked about the misconceptions of being a trainer.
I saw that one, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's not about doing this, doing that.
Yeah, I think in that video someone asked also about if a cert is how many certs is necessary. So I think Nizam said there's not one basic one, but the experience is most important.
Right.
And over here maybe.
So for you, it's the self-awareness that you want to really do this.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the first step. We should have self-awareness.
Yeah.
Okay, according to JC. Alright, so let's take a look at the next question that we have for today. What do you think is the most important trait for a trainer to have?
What is the most important trait for a trainer to have? Trait.
Yeah, what kind of attributes or qualities should a trainer have?
There are so many, but one, I'll just say to be professional. So professional means you're punctual. Punctuality builds a good relationship with your client out of respect. You know where's your professional boundaries, not like from trainer become friends and then there are ethics to being a personal trainer. So I think that professionalism, and it's listed down there what professionalism is. So these things, I think this professionalism is important as a trainer.
Okay, I think that makes sense because the personal training industry is such a young industry. There's no proper guidelines or there's no body or organization that keeps you in check. So it's all over the place right now because it's such a young industry. But I think what you said makes absolute sense if you really want to be a great trainer, you have to carry yourself very professionally.
Carry yourself, yes. That's the word.
Because there's nobody guiding you yet, right? Like,
There is no.
yeah,
There
so
is
you
a-
have to be. Yeah.
There is a- I think it depends on where we are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. One more question. We'll do one more question.
Yeah, sure, we'll try.
Okay. So this one is obviously a question that only you can answer.
Oh, okay. Surprise.
Okay. So what kind of challenges does a female trainer face in the industry, or as a PT, what kind of challenges do a female trainer? So if you guys out there who are female trainers, or you want to be a female trainer in the future, maybe
If
she
you're a
could
female
share.
and want to be a trainer.
Yeah, she could give you some insight, not from me, of course.
Well, the truth is, I'm not really going to go into the challenge part yet. I would say the truth is, all trainers, regardless of gender, will face very similar, like 90% of similar issues, challenges as a trainer. There's so many different kinds. And only, I would say personally, about 10% will come due to like gender as a female. And maybe just that one that I can think of right now is maybe there's a misconception in the society, not everyone, that maybe a female will find it hard to train a male client. Maybe in terms of knowledge, in terms of, I don't know. But the truth is, when we gain experience, get certified, we actually know that our bodies are anatomy, yes, similar. So bench press is still bench press, chest muscle, squat is still squat, so that's the misconception, that you have to convince people that you're actually equally qualified to train male clients.
Okay, so it's like breaking a stereotype that's kind of there but not there. And
yes, the truth be told, in my experience so far, there are not that many men who think like that. Maybe there will be
just
some.
10% or just a small group of people.
It's not that different, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Thank you.
No, it's good insight.
Mm.
So I think one more thing I would add is, I think it's still so young, the industry, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
And also, if you look at the amount of PTs who are male, the ratio is obviously less when it comes to female. So I think
Growing soon.
we really need more female trainers in the industry to break this stereotype that should not exist. Yeah, so okay, very nice answers. Alright, thank you so much, JC, for your sharing today.
Thank you,
I think it's a great show. Okay, so guys, if you have any more questions, or if you want to join the show, you are a trainer yourself and you have some thoughts to share, please leave us a message. And until next time, I'll see you guys.
Bye.